All right, good morning, everyone. I am Bernard with Insurance Advisors Direct, and I am the life and annuity specialist here with Insurance Advisors Direct. And what we're going to do, I know last year we were all into our retirement roadblocks. So we're going to start that presentation back up again. And today we have Chris Demers with True Choices, our strategic partner for the retirement roadblocks. And like we're not going to belabor this. Chris, take it away, my friend.
All right, thanks a lot. Glad to be here, you guys. Retirement Roadblocks, as Bernard said, it's one of our flagship platforms. We rolled this out at the beginning of 2021. We worked on it for a couple of years, spent a lot of money on it, a lot of manpower, a lot of hours. And when we rolled it out, it got a lot of raving reviews, and I'm glad to roll it out to you guys again. My predecessor, I know, has talked a lot about it with you guys, so this might be a little bit of review, but this webinar today, I just want to focus on the entire platform. And then in the future, we can maybe break it down segment by segment. So with that said, I'm going to switch over to my screen here. Okay, so let me start off by saying, I think with this platform, what it accomplishes is it gives you some uniformity. There's a lot of options out there in the world today, right? Especially with the advent of the internet. You can go find on a Google search a lot of different stuff, right? Whether it's in our industry or you name it, whatever industry it is, you can go out there and find information. So as it relates to us, I mean, heck, if you put in annuities or investments or retirement planning, any number of these will potentially pop up, from Morningstar to Susie Orman, Kiplinger's, Merrill Lynch, whoever. Right. So the ability and the access to information is abundant, right? But what that creates is also some confusion. And again, going back to looking at a Google search, right? Financial planning and financial management have been up over the last year and a half, about over 70%. And searching for advice is up 15% just in the last year in 2021. And the top 3 areas where consumers are least financially confident is in the planning aspect, and managing personal investments and researching new financial products. People want a trusted financial professional. So yeah, there's going to be the do-it-yourselfers. Of course, there's nothing that we can do there, right? But predominantly speaking, as you can see the numbers here, most people need the advice, right? They're looking for the advice, they're seeking that advice, and who better to get it than from a financial professional like yourself? And I think this is where the retirement roadblocks will cater to. So if we dig a little bit even deeper, if we look at even retirees versus pre-retirees on some of these key topics, such as investment strategies and retirement savings strategies and market volatility, even pre-retirees outrank people that retirees outrank on this one versus pre-retirees. But the next ones listed below, like determining how to best draw from investment retirement, minimizing income taxes in retirement, planning for long-term care expenses, Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, which definitely are some of the key topics that are part of the retirement roadblocks. Even pre-retirees, they haven't even gotten into retirement yet, right? They might be in what we call the retirement red zone, are more interested in that than even retirees are. So if we look at how the landscape has really changed due to COVID, we were predominantly face-to-face, right? And then boom, COVID hit. The world stopped turning, everything kind of came to a screeching halt, and people realized, well, hey, my bills didn't stop coming, right? I'm sure all of you who are on this, you still had to pay your mortgage, you still had to pay your electricity bill and whatnot. So the landscape changed, right? You have some winners of that because it didn't involve, face-to-face business relationships or whatnot, such as Amazon and Netflix, right? They were the kind of the key winners in everything. But some of the big losers, as the environment started to change, was travel industry, for example, right? So hotels, cruise lines, Delta, um, you know, those type of companies clearly were the losers. But then there was some people that pivoted, right? Like in Uber. So Uber has two kind of business models. They have, their ride sharing service, or they have their Uber Eats. And so they kind of shifted their attention to the Uber Eats, right? Which kind of propped up the restaurant industry a little bit, especially the mom and pops, with this delivery service. But where I'm going to go with this is that looking ahead, we had to change as a business as well, right? So how does that look now? Well, I know, for example, I'll speak of my top two advisors. In 2020, they pivoted, and 99%, they said, of their meetings were virtual through Zoom or whatever platform that may be, right? I think they use Zoom, but there's a bunch of them out there: Skype, Zoom, you name it. So in the face of COVID, right, the the face-to-face interactions were limited. People were skeptical. Traditional events such as like seminar, dinner events, or face-to-face meetings, right? Those kind of went away for a little bit, and we saw kind of the industry take a step back. I mean, I know for our business overall, and most of the advisors that I work with, the numbers just weren't the same in 2020, right? Because they were figuring out a new path on how to survive in a COVID world. And so one of the solutions that we came up with through and we're developing, as I mentioned, through 2020, and we launched January of 2021, was our retirement roadblocks. So reimagining a post-COVID world, right? Maybe some people will go back to face-to-face. Maybe it's a hybrid model, looking at doing some face-to-face with those clients who still wish to, quote unquote, protect themselves from potential COVID, whether it be because of health issues or whatnot, or doing some face-to-face, some non-face-to-face, which is one of the key developments of why we came up with the retirement roadblocks, because it's a platform that could be used literally for whether you're doing face-to-face or you're not doing face-to-face and you're doing virtual. We've got all the materials to cover you on whatever your business model is. So whether you're all face-to-face or you're some virtual or a little bit of mixture of both, this will definitely keep you covered. And retirement roadblocks focuses on 7 financial risks to avoid while preparing for retirement. So these risks maybe not be quite as impactful while you're in your working and accumulation years, but definitely when you start getting into those transition years and into the retirement years, these are very, very key factors that can have a direct impact on one's retirement. And to kind of guide us through this presentation, we have our key characters, Bill and Jill, brother and sister, that will help kind of guide us through some of the different roadblocks as we bring you down this retirement journey for your clients. So you'll kind of see these characters pop up through some of our materials, as well as the videos and so forth. The retirement roadblocks is here to help you guys guide your clients with a clear message and a clear path to remove any complexities and just bring about clarity in retirement years, so that you guys can educate your clients to make the most impactful decision based on their circumstances. So what are the retirement roadblocks? Well, there's longevity risk, inflation risk, sequence of returns risk, withdrawal rate risk, Social Security risk, healthcare risk, and tax risk. And of course, as anything else in this world, it's just not a one size fits all solution. But with just clear understanding and the knowledge, you can help guide your clients down the right path to make the best informed decision that they can make, and hopefully, help you guys, build a career and create some revenues in the meantime, because I know you're not out here doing this for free. So with that, let's take a look at the overall platform, if you will, from the 1,000-foot view, if you will. And so this is kind of what we call the wheel of value here. And at the center of that is really kind of the heart and soul of the platform, which is the consumer guide. The consumer guide talks about and will go through all the 7 retirement roadblocks. And I'll touch on each one of those. And what's kind of nice about the consumer guide is that it's also customizable. So when you open up the first page, there's actually a spot where you can put your logo. If you have a company logo, you can put all your contact information and so forth. So this is a great opportunity to actually have something tangible that you can put in your hand, you can feel, you can pass off to a client as you start to have these discussions with them. So here's just a better look at, kind of what the consumer guide looks like when you open it up. As I mentioned, it's going to touch on all 7 of the retirement roadblocks. As you can see here, we have healthcare risk and withdrawal rate risk. So you can, it's also available if you don't want it in the print variety. It's available digital, so you can kind of print it off yourself if you want. But in either respects, it's I think invaluable. I've sent this out to many advisors of mine, and they absolutely love it. Now, next is part of the platform are the animated videos. So these are awesome. I mean, you could use them in a multitude of different ways. There's a video for every single one. If you are securities licensed, they do come with FINRA letters. So that's important for your broker dealer if you do happen to be working with the broker dealer as well. So that should pass through your compliance. But each of the animated videos are roughly about 3 minutes long in length. And of course, again, they cover all 7 topics, and they can be used in a variety of ways, whether you want to do email blasts. I've got some brokers of mine that will post them up and they'll rotate them. The 1 week they'll might do a healthcare risk, and they'll post it on their company's Facebook page. And then what they'll do is they'll take it and they'll repost it on their individual Facebook page. So you can use it that way. You can send do email blasts to all your clientele. Say, hey, take a look at this particular topic. I think there might be some interest here, or at least you should know about it. So many different ways that you can use the animated videos. There's also consumer presentation. So as I mentioned before, whether you are doing face-to-face appointments, or even if you're doing mass marketing, such as like a seminar or educational event, or if you're doing that on a virtual level, there's 2 different consumer presentations. So we have one for face-to-face presentations, and then there's one that was developed for virtual presentations. So either route, we got you covered when it comes to the actual consumer presentation. And we didn't skimp out on just starting with the presentation, but there's a multitude of things that are involved, especially if you're doing marketing, such as an educational event, or what the industry also calls a seminar. There's all the key materials that will help you run your seminar, including an evaluation form, invites, and so forth. So it's complete A to Z if you guys are interested in doing a consumer presentation. Awareness, branding, and marketing. So in addition to the customizable consumer guides, the animations and the presentation, we also have posters that isolate risk and tell that story. As a part of that, there's also a digital pitch kit. So if you are doing a lot of different marketing, maybe on your own through social media platforms, there's a digital pitch kit that has different type of ads that you can kind of post on, whether it be LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or what have you. We've got all that covered. We've got banner ads that you can place on your website if you have a website, email block banners, social media postings, and email links. We've got everything covered when it comes to any type of branding or marketing when it comes to the digital aspect. Calculators is another cornerstone of this platform. We have the equivalent portfolio value calculator that you can use. And this is, of the calculators, this is probably the one that will direct the consumer to an annuity sale. And I can talk about a little bit more in depth about that if you guys have interest on that one. But then also there's the sequence of returns calculator. There's a cost of liquidity calculator as well as a longevity calculator. I know that those can be an instrumental part in helping make a case for some of these different roadblocks and the retirement planning as well. I heard a stat a few years back that says 84% of people are visual learners. So this is really where you can zone in on people's strengths as visual learners and use an actual calculator to kind of help explain some of the risks, such as sequence of return risk. White papers. So these are going to be directed to you, the financial professionals. These aren't going to be for consumers. So there's a white paper that we created that's going to be a little bit more technical. That's going to go through each of the retirement roadblocks and really explain it in detail. Obviously, before you're explaining any of this stuff to a client, you should be proficient at it yourself, kind of explaining each of these retirement roadblocks. So we've developed a white paper for financial professionals. And so we have all 7 of the white papers for all 7 of the roadblocks. And mobile access. So if you're out doing a client appointment at their house, or maybe you're somewhere away from your office, wherever you are meeting clients, could be in a restaurant setting, at their house, you name it. Most of this stuff is available at your fingertips. We have a mobile app that will give you access to a lot of the materials that we just spoke of. So you can just tap right into that, pull up piece on longevity. I do believe, I have to double check, I want to say the videos are there too, so that's pretty cool. So you can just whip something up, especially if you are just introduced to somebody, maybe you're out on the golf course, or who knows where you might be, and somebody asks what you do. You can give them your elevator pitch real quick, show them a video, and say, this is how I help protect people from some of the retirement pitfalls. Show them a video on sequence of return or withdrawal rate risk or what have you. So it's you have access to it in your pocket as well at all times, which was one of the things that we, when building this, were asked to create, was a mobile application. So you have that, and that rounds out all the tools of our retirement roadblock platform. Again, if there's anything that really stands out to you, by all means, reach out to Bernard. You can call me direct. My number is 714-362-8957. Otherwise, again, start with Bernard. I don't want to take or steal any thunder away from him and all the fine folks over there at Insurance Direct. And that wraps it up, Bernard.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
The important thing with retirement roadblocks is that it helps you set up for your clients up with guaranteed income for life. Of course, through a fixed index annuity. And with that guaranteed income for life, it actually helps pay for or can help pay for Medicare related expenses or any expenses that you may have. We just want to get that to where your retirees, your Medicare clients are not scrambling around, because we're all going to be affected by those 7 roadblocks. And if one of those roadblocks are out of place, that person, especially say with longevity being probably the most important subject on there, because we don't want folks to outlive their money. We want the money to outlive the folks. And that's what retirement roadblocks is set up or designed to do for your clients. So what I will do, well, first ask if folks have any questions on the Retirement Roadblocks platform. And if there are no questions, I will be in touch with everyone. And actually, we'll give everyone a copy of the Retirement Roadblocks guide. And when I talk to you, we'll go over that and get you set up. So, folks, do we have any questions from anyone? All right. So seeing none. Yep. So yeah, this is a great opportunity, a great added service that you can show to your clients to give you more value. I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to protect our clients. And you set them up with the Medicare. That's the first start. The second start is making sure that they have that income for life to get them through life. So folks, if that's it, I wish everyone a happy Wednesday and a great weekend. Again, Chris, thank you. And folks, there's more to come on our, more to come on our Retirement Roadblocks. All right, take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.